What are the most essential areas of musical development required for an orchestrator?
To be completely theoretical about it, absorption, retention, identification, association, and imagination. Let's break all those terms down into something practical. Absorption and retention could be translated as perceiving and remembering musical content and texture. You can accomplish this with daily practice of listening and score reading music on the one hand, and memorization on the other. Try score reading in two different ways, studying the same work until you know the work well enough to read it and hear it internally without a recording playing, and studying new works daily or weekly, building on your store of knowledge of repertoire. That knowledge becomes your storehouse of influences and references. Speaking of which, instead of just memorizing pieces of music on the instrument you play, try memorizing whole passages of orchestral music that you hear and score read. Then play them back in your mind, calling up the sound of the whole orchestra. The next two factors, identification and association, deal with recognizing musical instruments and their relationships. The way to develop that ability is through rigorous ear training. Seeing a series of pitches and singing them back to yourself, solfège, is merely the beginning of this awesome discipline. There's also rhythmic dictation, recognition of chords and chord voicings, identifying tempo markings, transcription by ear, and many other facets. The eventual result is a highly trained ear that's a hugely decisive part of your musical toolkit. All that's left is for the imagination to take these facets and play with the wealth of information that they provide, rearranging music, deconstructing it, reassociating it, and pulling it out of thin air. The accumulated memories of hundreds, even thousands of hours of orchestral music provides a sure guide to the development and arrangement of an orchestral idea, and the discipline provided by ear training enormously informs and accelerates the process of discovery, development, and transformation of your inspirations. Add to that some practical knowledge about musical relationships and structure, and you've got a composition. The more powerful the engine driving the process, the more confident and well-crafted the execution. The fact that these abilities will take years to fully develop shouldn't fill you with dread, but with a sense of resolution and anticipation. If you were suddenly granted all this development at one stroke, there would be so much life that you'd be missing out on. The process of improvement may be a challenge, but it's also a superb way of growing into being a career musician. It shapes you, just as you shape it, and the time it takes gives you the chance to really think about what you're learning and where you're headed. And that perspective, when combined with life's changes, can be a source of enormous inspiration. The more you're open to learning and growing, the longer that inspiration may stay fresh and vital. Hey there, this is your orchestration tutor Thomas Goss, bringing you the answer to yet another question that gets asked a lot in the Orchestration Online community. Composers want to get better at their craft, but there are so many different things to learn. Studying an instrument, perhaps conducting, musical theory, musicianship, and so on. I hope this video puts all of those areas of study into context. Whatever your artistic direction and career interests are, whatever your situation is on the ground, you can take all past and future training and apply it to the development factors outlined in this video, and your ability to compose orchestrally will strengthen and mature. Before I sign off, I want to thank the first 21 patrons whose support through Patreon made this video possible. Thanks to them, this video exists, and more will be coming every month. Orchestration lessons, tips, score study, and even the return of the Orchestration Book Club. I'm hoping that the level of support will increase to the point where it will be possible to release the open courses. Viewers like you who join the initiative on Patreon will make all the difference in reaching that goal. That's all for now, but new videos are coming soon, some of the best I feel I've scripted. Here we go.